All right, guys, I pulled a few cards for today, my loves, my angels, and this is what came out. And I asked the spirit, like, what is the message you want to get for this evening before we go to bed? All right, and so what we have, let's see if you can see a couple of things. It's not going to be pretty long, but it looks like you guys were really in a toxic situation, whether it's family, friends. I really feel like no, it was romantic. Okay, I'm gonna take that back. It was romantic. It wasn't family and friends. Okay, let's be clear. It was a romantic toxic relationship. Couldn't have been living situation, a marriage. It could have also been a hookup, friends with benefit situation. You know, for some of you, you guys could have been involved with a married man, because I do see somebody out here with a wedding ring. Again, you couldn't have been married, okay? But this was a toxic relationship that you were in. A lot of arguments, you guys were incompatible. I feel like you guys actually could have been polar opposites. All right. I feel like you were in it for a while. It really took you guys a minute to get out of this relationship. All right. It took you some time, you know, to really realize that you need to get yourself together. You need to put some self-love into yourself. You need to take some time to smell the roses, nurture yourself. Take a real good look at what's going on in this toxic relationship to become aware that you are in a unhealthy relationship. Just take some time to yourself, go within and meditate. All right, listen to your intuition. And I feel like you were caught up in the lust of this relationship. Not only just the lust, but the greed, okay, of this relationship. It was sweet to you. Something about this relationship was sweet to you, okay? Maybe this person was giving you roses. Maybe they were buying you gifts. Maybe they were taking you on vacations, okay? Maybe they were giving you money, providing you with houses, luxurious things, like something, because this is greed out here, all right? The sweet life. So something they were providing for you. Like maybe you got caught up in some form of materialism with this person. Like maybe you were definitely attracted to the outer beauty of this person. You thought they were sweet. They presented themselves to be sweet and turned out not to be. The beauty that you possessed on the outside turned out not to be what was in the inside, because what was in the inside was toxicity, okay? So you were definitely caught up with the outer glamour. I'm sorry, why did I say glare? Glare, because you guys weren't seeing, okay? You guys did not see. There was a glare on your vision. You were unable to see what the situation truly was, all right? So you were caught up with the outer glamour, 303, when I say that, of this person, of this relationship, all right? So you got caught up in the limelight of it, what they were doing for you, how they were making you feel, till you didn't realize that you were really engaged in an unhealthy relationship. This person could have been on the down low. Again, this person was hiding a secret from you. They kept you as a dirty secret. Again, with the wedding ring, they could have been married. You could have been married. You could have been cheating. They could have been cheating. One of you was the mistress, okay? One of you were the secret. They could have been having threesomes. They could have been cheating on you with someone else, and you did not realize that. You didn't see, because they were so busy providing for you the sweet things of life that you didn't know that they were cheating on you. So you have to apply this as to how it fits in your situation, okay? But you were definitely clinging on to this relationship, to this ex or this person, because you were caught up in their old ways, in the sweet life, what they're presenting. But this was a dead end relationship, okay? You just weren't taking the time to notice it. You weren't taking the time to notice the toxicity. You were just clinging on to the patterns, to what they were providing of them, the stability, all right? And I feel like for a lot of you, the emotional stability was not being met. You were just clinging on to what used to be, okay? Eyes closed, the memory, of what you guys used to have, not so much as what was presently going on in the relationship. I feel like things started to become clear to you. You started receiving information, communication started coming. I feel like people were probably telling you, hey, you know, this is toxic. You need to get out of this, all right? You need to let this go. You need to release it. I feel like you could have actually received some information, maybe a message that this person possibly was cheating on you, or that they had a secret, or they were on a down low. Maybe you read something, maybe you heard something, maybe you saw something, okay? Or maybe you left a message for someone, or maybe you started expressing to this person that you were unhappy in this relationship, or maybe you started expressing that you felt like you guys were getting incompatible, or there's too many arguments, or you were getting tired of the drama going on in this relationship, all right? But I feel like maybe you probably reached a point where you wanted to set things straight. You wanted to say, hey, let's do therapy, let's get counseling. Maybe you realize, all right, or maybe your spirit guides or someone revealed to you that you were just seeing things one way. You weren't paying attention to the caution. You realized that you weren't seeing the warning signs in this relationship. You were just looking straight ahead. You weren't using your peripheral vision to see everything that was going on around you, okay? Or maybe you wanted to set the record straight that you wanted more than what this person was offering you, okay? You had fake friends around you, okay? And people could have been trying to tell you that you had fake friends around you, all right? I feel like they were trying to communicate. We have communication out here more than once. I feel like somebody was trying to communicate, send a message to you, make you aware that you were dealing with fake friends. You had people around you that were no good for you. Perhaps maybe your person was sleeping with one of your friends. Maybe you had friends that knew your person was cheating on you, laughing in your face, hanging around you, okay? Not letting you know what this person had going on. Maybe they knew your person was not straight, all right? But they were hiding, they were covering, they were keeping something from you in some sense of a matter. They could have kept that your person was sleeping with someone of the same sex, with these being friends, all right? Or maybe one of your friends, they just knew more than what they let on, all right? They didn't look you in your eyes, or they kept information from you. See, they didn't communicate. They didn't tell you about the things that were going on, all right? But you did have information that was coming in to you, all right, to let you know that if you continue along this route that you're going in this toxic relationship, that you're just going to repeat a cycle. You're going to repeat a cycle with the same old clinging ex, this person that's cheating on you with these fake friends, and it was going to be toxic. See, we have toxic friends, toxic in here twice, guys, okay? Toxic out here twice. You are just going to continue another toxic cycle, all right? And I think that you guys actually started to see this, all right, started to receive this incoming information. Some of you could have gone on a trip. Some of you could have taken a vacation with someone, or you could have found out that your romantic partner took a vacation with someone or with friends, or some of you are receiving information about going on a vacation, or are communicating, or are thinking about traveling, moving, or going somewhere, okay? But you're definitely starting to see things clear now. You are you're cleansing yourself, so you are coming out of a heartache, all right? Seeing the silver lining behind in the clouds, all right? You are starting to heal, so you are healing from this toxicity that you went in. You are starting to see the bright side of a situation. You're doing some soul searching. You're doing some growing, all right? You're washing away what was and trying to see the potential of what can be. Some of you are still digging up some dirt on this toxic environment, on your friends, on what your person was doing, what was going on, about the cycles that were being repeated. Some hidden things are still coming to light. Some of you are trying to work a lot, putting a lot of focus on working so that you don't have to think about, what you've gone through in your healing. Some of you are crying a lot. Some of you could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, all right? Some of you are just focusing on trying to reach your goals, just trying to move away from what you've been going through, just wondering what is coming up next, what's going to come out next, what else am I going to learn about my fake friends, or this toxic relationship, or this love relationship I was in, or this cheating person I was with, okay? You found out your person was really seeing a lot of people. You see all this love. Your person was doing a lot. He was having a lot of cheating, a lot of hooking up. Okay, your person kind of had a family somewhere else. Again, another ring. Okay, your person could have been married, could have proposed to someone. You could have found out, if you weren't married to your person, you could have found out your person got married to someone, or in the process of getting married, or you could have found out your person was on a honeymoon, all right, and you could have found that out. But whatever, you realize that this is no security, this home establishment that you had, that there was no security out there. Okay, so whatever family you dreamt of having with this person, you realize your security was broken. All right, you're still trying to grasp it all, trying to put it together, like how you miss these red flags, like how all this went on behind your back, how your friends didn't say anything, how they kept this information from you, even though I feel like somebody was trying to warn you. Okay, you just weren't listening, but you did eventually see the signs. I feel like you tried to cover a lot of things up. Your not only your person, but I think that you tried to cover things up for a while, tried to make up that things were better than what they were. You made excuses for yourself, made excuses for them, for the toxicity. Maybe you felt like you weren't pretty enough. Maybe you felt like if you did your hair, if you put on makeup, I felt like some of you were in depression and you tried to hide it, how you're feeling blue inside, how you're depressed inside. Some of you may have thought, like, if I changed my hair, if I lost weight, if I gained weight, if I just dress up a little bit more, he'll find me more attractive. Some of you could have felt like, you weren't attractive enough, and that's why your person was doing what they're doing, instead of just realizing that your person was just toxic itself. Okay, but I do feel like at this point, like, you are healing your heart. You're realizing that it was just a toxic relationship. It was an abusive relationship. Your person may have had addictions, or maybe you were just addicted to the toxicity. You got comfortable in toxicity to the point that you didn't realize what it was. Okay, until you did, until it became clear, until your spirit guide started communicating, until your friends started communicating, until your family started communicating, until someone started communicating. Okay, that you had an old, outdated way of thinking. Some of you could have covered up the fact that you were in this unhealthy relationship and that you were trying to protect it from everybody, because you thought, well, it wouldn't look good if I get a divorce. What won't look good if I separate? Oh, I have kids. What are people going to say? What are people going to think, if I separate? I just put up with it for appearance's sake, because you wanted the appearance of this happy relationship instead of your happiness. So you were just putting on a front to please the friends, the fake friends, okay, instead of your own happiness. So some of you are now possibly replaying the events over and over in your head and wondering, like, how did I let this old, outdated way of thinking, this conditioning, this mindset that I had with all this revealing and expression, like, make me waste all this time in this relationship that I should have healed from? How did I not recognize the signs? How did I create this monster within myself, or this monster within this relationship? All right, but you're healing now, and that's the good point. The good thing is you're confronting your fears. Like, you are brave now. You're reclaiming your power back. All right, and you're understanding that the fear that you hold is a treasure that you seek, and you're soaring now. All right, you're healing, and that's the good part about it, and that's the blessing in it all. So yes, you went through a toxic relationship. Yes, you clung to it for a while. Okay, it took you a minute to get out, smell the roses, reclaim your power. Yes, you covered up. You went through depression. Yes, you felt like you just allowed yourself to blend in. All right, but you're healing. You see things clearly now. You're listening to your intuition. You're starting to know yourself now. You're starting to listen to your intuition. You're balancing your emotions in your mind, and that's the good part. You're healing the heart, and now you're listening to yourself. All right, and you're healing your outdated way of thinking. So in the end, you are no longer repeating a toxic cycle. Okay, you are forgiving yourself. All right, and you're moving on. Okay, and that's the good part about it. So continuing to heal. That is my word to you today. Thank you, and have a great day.